Welcome. We are visiting intelligence field as a phenomenon of our mind. Mind creates intelligence field. Mind is of the existence format of brain as organ of our body. This is Vedic mathematics. It is mental mathematics. We sadhakas, students of Vedic mathematics, science and technology, is of understanding as to why Vedic mathematics is designated as mental mathematics. Let us be slow in appreciation of this designation of Vedic mathematics. We say Vedic mathematics is mental mathematics as mind creates intelligence field. Mind itself is of existence format of brain. Brain itself is an organ of human body. Human body is of shad chakra sathapatya. This sathapatya itself is manifestation of unity state of consciousness format. This feature of our existence phenomenon brings us face to face with Vedic mathematics as mental mathematics. Ganita Sutra 1 is the source sutra. Its working rule is one more than before. It is progression processing step. Ganita upsutra 1 is the source upsutra. Its processing steps are forms as these are framed. It complements and supplements the working steps of Ganita Sutra 1 as progression symmetries. Let me read again. Let me state again. Vedic mathematics is mental mathematics. Mind creates intelligence field. Mind is of existence format of brain. Brain is an organ of human body. Brain is of shad chakra formats body organ. The sathapatya, that is the geometric format, itself is manifestation of unity state consciousness format. This feature of our existence phenomenon brings us face to face with Vedic mathematics as mental mathematics. Ganita Sutra 1 is the source sutra. Its working rule, one more than before, is a progression processing steps. Ganita Upsutra 1 is the source upsutra. Its processing steps are forms as these are framed. It complements and supplements the working steps of Ganita Sutra 1 as progressions, symmetries. As such, our concentration shall be upon sathapatya, miring rod. It is a synthetic setup of hypercubes 1 to 6. Hypercubes 1 to 6 are the representative regular bodies of 1 to 6 space. These bodies are of 4 folds. The boundary fold is of components double than the number of the dimensions. The shad chakras format is the format leading to external characteristics 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, parallel with the boundary components of hypercubes 1 to 6. Now, to have a comprehension of these real spaces, 3 space is our physical space. 4 space, 5 space, and 6 space as well are real spaces. However, our physical world creates a mental state because of which mind gets conditioned and it becomes difficult to transcend and to glimpse lively phenomenon of 4 space, 5 space, and 6 space. Therefore, we the sadhakas, fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with this reality of higher dimensional spaces, we may begin with 3 space, cube, solids in general, and cube are the bodies of 3 space. Cube is the representative regular body of 3 space. To have full comprehension of the format, features, and values of cube, let us place ourselves at the center of the cube. When we sit in a room, we in fact are within the cube. We are in 3 space, and as we are within 3 space, as we are within cube, as we are within our room, we can very well comprehend our placement at center of the cube, at center of 3 space, at origin seat of 3 space. The origin seat of 3 space is firstly like any other point of a cube. So origin, like any other points of 3 space domain, is of 3 space content. The origin as a point of cube domain as a volume ingredients setup, but origin like center of the cube is of distinct features than all other points of the volume of the cube of the domain. The distinctiveness of center of the cube deserves to be comprehended well. Center of the cube is firstly like any other point of the cube, but at the same time, center of the cube is of distinct status, as center is equidistant from all the 8 corner points, while no other point of the cube is equidistant from all the 8 corner points of a cube. Now, center is of such location that it becomes the seat of the innermost corner points of the 8 subcubes. Cube is a synthetic setup of 8 subcubes. Therefore, the dual status of the center of the cube, firstly as a point like any other point of cube, and secondly as it being the center of the next space, fourth space. Fourth space is a space which is enveloped within 8 solid boundary components. Once we will be parallel with these distinguishing features of second status of the center of the cube, we shall be inherently on the path of transition and transformation for our linear order 3-space mental state to spatial order 4-space mental state. This transition from 3-space to 4-space is a big breakthrough. Students of Vedic mathematics have this inherent potentiality of transcending from the mental conditioning because of a linear order 3-space physical space to next spatial order 4-space. For it, we have to have an experience. We have to be through the experience of first remaining conscious as if we are sitting within a room, as is depicted on the lower part of the screen, that individual is within a cube, and because of the six walls, the surface plates of 4 walls, roof, and the floor, one gets conditioned as if whole space is 3-space. However, the moment one comes out of the room, one comes out of the cube, and one is in the open space, one starts realizing that the outer space is not a 3-space. It is of one dimension. It is of some dimensions more than that of the conditioned 3-dimensional frame of 3-space. It is this transition from the conditioned setup of 3-dimensional space to the outer space we will sequentially, by such exercises, acquire the needed transition from the conditioned state of 3-space to a 4-space. The intelligence field acquired during this experience will bring us face to face with the existence reality being not restricted only up till 3-space, as that there is a reality beyond the conditioned state of a cube, of a room, of a 3-space, of a physical space. This exercise shall be undertaken. One shall continue with these exercises, and soon one will acquire needed transition from 3-space reality to a 4-space reality. However, one is not to be satisfied only up till this attainment. Then one shall go a step ahead. One shall come out of the 4-space itself. Moment one will be out of a 4-space, as one was previously out of a cube of a 3-space, one will now start realizing that this reality of the space is not restricted only up till the fourth space. It is this bliss, it is this attainment, it is this melting dissolution of the conditioning because of three space and four space, which will bring us face to face with the reality of a five space. One shall not remain satisfied up till this and go further for continuous exercises of coming out of five space as well and being parallel with the reality of existence phenomenon of our solar universe. Sun is a six space body. Moment one comes out of a room, means comes out of a three space, and one is in four space, in the outer space, realizing it to be four space, one shall further permit the transcending mind to transcend the blue sky canopy as well. And moment the blue canopy of the space stands transcended, one will be in a real space. And when one will further transcend, one will be face to face with the sun, six space. It is this exercise which we have to undertake. We have to be through these repeated exercises to melt our mental conditionings because of physical space, which makes us mental bodies of three space reality. From three space reality, we have to glimpse and imbibe four space reality, then the five space reality, and finally the six space reality of the sun, a solar universe. Our solar universe existence phenomenon is a real six space phenomenon. This phenomenon is the phenomenon which will further bring us face to face with, as sun itself is not in a static state, it is in a dynamic state. So we even have to transcend six space reality and to be parallel with the next seven space reality, the existence of phenomenon at the origin of six space. It means we have to place ourselves within six space at the origin seat, and we have to ride the Surya Rath, the chariot of the sun, and to acquire the unity state consciousness format for our intelligence. It is this exercise through which we have to be continuously through, and moment we are through it, then we can take help of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras. Ganita Sutra 1 is the source sutra. Its first letter is the sixth vowel, means it begins with six space. So the Ganita Sutras are the mathematics which takes us from six space reality to the next seven space reality. Now, Ganita Upsutra 1 is the source of sutra. The sutras and upsutras are of integrated format. Ganita Sutra 1 deserves to be comprehended, imbibed, and worked out along with Ganita upsutra 1. Now let us see the tabulation on the screen. Ganita Sutra 1, one more than one, will sequentially take us from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. And Anuruping, proportionate symmetry, will take us from 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12. Now see, this reach from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6 at the base will also help us reach at a raised to power 1, a raised to power 2, a raised to power 3, a raised to power 4, a raised to power 5, a raised to power 6. And symmetrically, we can also go from b raised to power 0 to b raised to power 1 to b raised to 2, 3, 4, 5. Now see, these parallel features, simultaneous availability, when are complemented and supplemented, it will give rise to the formulations like a raised to power 1 is to 2b raised to power 0, a raised to power 2 is to 4b raised to power 1, a raised to power 3 is to 6b raised to power 2, a raised to power 4 is to 8b raised to 3, a raised to power 5 to 10b raised to 4, a raised to power 6 is to 12b raised to power 5. See, these are parallel with the organization formats of interval with pair of endpoints, square with quadruple boundary lines, cubes, room of 6 surfaces, ahead 4 space of 8 solid boundary components, ahead 5 space of 10 creative components, still ahead 6 space of 12 transcendental boundary components, those are sadhapatyas. Now, see, the Vedic mathematics, which is a mental mathematics, is sequentially bringing us face to face with the reality of our solar universe as it manifests, and same also being parallel with the existence phenomenon of human frame, which is of the format of shad chakras with outer characteristics being 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. One shall sit comfortably and one shall permit our mind to have sequential dissolution of the mental states so that we will be parallel with the intelligence field being created by mind along the consciousness format. One shall practice, one shall be of these format features and values. One is to be parallel with the format features of our intelligence field of consciousness base so that we are imbibing the format features and values of Vedic mathematics being the mental mathematics. Thank you very much.